so we can be free. All the things you said, all the things you said, running through my head, running through my head, running through my head. All the things you said.
Hey guys, welcome to Bronze 5 to Diamond episode 2. I've been getting a lot of requests to actually incorporate some education into these videos and not just make it a highlight reel, which I was planning on doing anyways, but due to the amount of people that have asked for it already, I decided to start incorporating it into this episode. So there's going to be a little bit less highlights and a little bit more educational content in this video. I'm not sure what the blend will be, but you can expect a little bit of both. So enjoy the video, guys.
I saw the clouds roll in and run across the sky, and I hope that, I really hope that when the sun burns through and I am left to try, I know that, I know that I'll get the glory. We'll win the fight. They'll tell the story of how we took tonight, and I will show you that I'll wear the crown. I thought I told you that you can't keep me down. Turn it up.
Alright guys, so the moral of the story in this game is that being ahead doesn't automatically mean you'll win the game. I'm sure most of you were already aware of this, but let me explain what the problem was with what I did in this game. As you can see, I went 33-9 and still lost. When you're on champions that don't scale hard in the late game, and as a jungler, most champions don't, with the exception of a few like Master Yi, but what happens is, as the game goes on, you become a lot less powerful, and it really doesn't matter how good you are at the game. A late game Udyr and Vayne are going to annihilate a late game Lee Sin. That's just how it works. So that leaves me with two solutions. I can either funnel the kills during laning phase to my laners who do scale, like Kate and Teemo, or I can use my advantage in the early game to take a huge objective lead. I did neither this game, which is exactly why I took my first loss in Bronze. Alright guys, teaching moment. So in this series I'm going to give you advice on how to climb specifically, and based on what I noticed through my climb. And here's the first trick that I learned with climbing low elo. If you're on a carry champion, buy GA as either a 4th, 5th, or 6th item. I don't know what it is about low elo, but if you have a GA, they just don't focus you. Like, just simply having that white aura around me makes people not focus me in team fights, and so it makes it extremely easy to carry. So climbing through bronze, trick number 1, buy GA.
only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Whoa, whoa, only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. You only know you love her when you let her go. But you let her go. Look, see, I remember when I met you as a sophomore. Started out as friends, but I knew that we would want more. Hit your favorite restaurant with your favorite dress on. That's one of my favorite memories that I've kept on the road with me. I know it's crazy how things change so quick. Went from rock bottom to all this fame and shit, but look, I couldn't love you, but I wished I could. Cause I got hurt and closed you off and you understood. But look, yeah, that's just blood on the leaves. The champagne tastes worse when it wasn't for free. That's why these thirsty bitches didn't come here with me. Move along, girl, there's nothing to see. And what a blessing every second is. Missed calls and messages. I'm missing nights when you would call, just checking in. The girl I love, I ain't seen her in months. That's just the cost of being up in the front. And yeah, we used to say this world was ours together. Yeah, the pain fades away, but the scars forever. And fate hurts, but remember the hope. Cause things change, but the memories don't. You only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Whoa, whoa, only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hit the road when you're missing home. You only know you love her when you let her go. But you let her go. My bitches, my bitches. My bitches, my.
So this brings me to a mechanical teaching moment. Exactly like Lee Sin's kick flash combo, you can input buffer on a variety of different champions, and that's what it's called, input buffering, where you flash during an ability's cast time to redirect where the ability lands. Common champions who utilize this is of course Lee Sin, Annie with her flash Timber Bombs, Shen's taunt flashes, and of course Vayne's Condemn, as you can see here, just to name a few. Input buffering can be the main mechanic to some champions, especially Annie and Lee, and is something I didn't learn about until I was in Plat. So while it's tough to pull off, I highly recommend looking up a full list of champions with input buffers and begin utilizing this mechanic in your games.
When you let her go. Whoa, whoa, only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hit the road when you're missing home. You only know you love her when you let her go. But you let her go.
The next two games, which were my promos to Bronze 3, I'm not going to show because they were stomps and pretty much just more of the same. Both Vayne games were 4v5s, and as you can see, we won both games. So this just goes to show you never to give up in games. As you can see, I have a common theme in my ADC builds. I like to build QSS and GA. These are two really important items in low elo, and if you're ADCing, I would at least get one or the other, or both, every time you ADC. This brings me to the last teaching moment of this episode, which is building properly. Now, obviously, I can get away with building full damage when I play Lee in Bronze, but unless you're smurfing, you need to be building to complement your team. Another thing I've noticed in Bronze so far is that people have no regard for what's needed on the team or for yourself. So please pay attention to what the other team is building and to who the champions are in the game. I can't tell you what to build on every champion, but let's quickly talk about 3 items I don't see being utilized properly in low elo. So I've already told you about some important ADC items, but let's talk about some other items. Abyssal Scepter. This item is very gold efficient and extremely strong, and I rarely see it built. Build this item if you are, of course, an AP champion, and the enemy team is either stacking MR and or has a lot of strong early magic damage. Another item that I never see built properly is scaling items like Rod of Ages or Tear. Now, a vast majority of the people listening to this already know this, so please don't feel insulted by me saying this. This is more directed at the low bronze players. Scaling items need to be built ASAP-arino. You should not be building Rod of Ages as a second item, period. I've seen this a lot, and it's really inefficient and delays the power spike of these items by a ton, and as a result, it makes you extremely weak in the mid game. Lastly, the item that I don't think is used properly is all actives. That's right. If you buy an active item like Randuin's, Locket, Blade of the Rune King, Ghostblade, whatever it is, please do not forget to use them, but also don't waste them. Part of what makes actives strong is the active itself. And if you can't get in the habit of using these actives on these items, then just build something else. That is the end of this episode. I know it was a little bit different from the previous one, but I hope you enjoyed it more than you did the last one. Thank you guys for watching once again, and I will see you next time.
Closing time, time for you to go out to the places you will